All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the new driver webinar. I know you can see us, but we can't see you. I'm seeing, looks like over 50 participants joining us today, now over 60, and the numbers are still climbing. So we're going to go ahead and give it just a couple minutes here to let everyone trickle in. I really appreciate all of those who are here already, taking some time out of your day, out of your driving schedule to join us. We're really excited to show you what we have prepared. And I'm looking at the numbers now, over 70 participants. And it looks like some of you have already found the reactions, but feel free to continue with them. If you know where to find it, go ahead and give me some thumbs up so I know that you're here and I can see you. I'm also seeing some hearts in the reaction. These are great. Look at all those thumbs. That's perfect. Thank you. I'll just give it another minute or so to let people trickle in, but I appreciate you being here on time and joining us. We've got just under an hour's worth of content to share with you today. So if you're out there and you're still driving, find a nice place to park with some strong internet connection. Sit back, relax, grab a glass of water. We'll go ahead and begin very, very shortly. But thank you again, everyone, for being here. If you're still with us, can I see another round of reactions here as we go ahead and transition into the start of our presentation? Look, oh, you're quick with it. I love it. Okay, well, with that, let's go ahead and begin. I'll go ahead and pass it off to Bree to kick us off.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bree, Senior Associate on our Earner Experience team here at Uber. We're so excited to welcome you to our second new driver webinar. I, along with my colleagues, will go through some important product features and answer some of your top questions as you get started. We all work on the Uber app every day for drivers like you. We want you to know that we also drive and deliver using the app. This helps us understand your experience better and keep improving the app for you. Today, we also have a driver, James, with us, who will help share his top tips with you. James is part of Uber Crew, which is our driver ambassador program. And finally, Connor from Street Level Strategy will assist us along the way. First of all, thank you so much for choosing to drive with Uber. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join us today. We want to use this as an opportunity to build more of a connection with you all and be there to support you, especially as some of you who might just be starting out. We hope this webinar will help you on the road and provide valuable information to help you be even more successful. We have a packed agenda today. We'll start with a quick walkthrough of the app, and then my team will take over sharing ways to think about when and where to drive and what you can expect online, as well as how to get help. Our crew member, James, will share his top tips for you, so please do stick around for them. We will also share some of the questions we received when you RSVP'd for the event in the Q&A section at the end. We're so excited about sharing this information with you, and we hope you will find it useful. But first, some housekeeping. We're partnering with Street Level Strategy, which is an independent consulting firm that is helping to manage and run this webinar with us today and make it interactive. Now, I will pass it to them to share some quick ground rules before we get started.
Thank you, Bree. And again, welcome everyone. As we begin today's webinar, I want to cover a few important points. First, please note that all attendees are going to be muted and will remain so throughout the session. This ensures that we can deliver all the critical information efficiently. While we cannot see you, you can see all the panelists presenting today. You can use your Zoom reactions as you have been at any point in the presentation, and obviously we'd love to see them. Additionally, the chat function has been disabled, but we encourage you to submit your questions anytime during the webinar. Although we might not be able to address every question during the session, we do plan to compile and share answers to some of those most frequently asked questions afterward. Thank you for understanding and for your participation.
Thanks, Connor. Hey, I'm Chris. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the app basics to get us oriented. Today, we'll be showing you a version of the app that you, as a new Uber driver, might see. But remember, the app might look different for each of you. After the sign-up process is complete and you open the app, the first thing that you'll see is the map in the big Go Online button. Once you click this button, you'll signal that you're ready to start receiving trips. On the bottom, you'll see the section that we call the feed. This is where you'll find important messages about things like any incentives, promotions, reservations, and other opportunities to earn. It's a good idea to scroll through when you're about to go online and look at what's going on so that you don't miss anything. Next, let's jump to the menu on the top and understand the different sections. I'm not going to go into all the sections, but rather highlight important ones to give you the lay of the land. On the top, the first section that you see is the inbox. Similar to your regular inbox, think of this as your app inbox. You'll get important messages from Uber straight to this inbox. These messages will range from any upcoming promotions to important safety information and so much more. Feel free to look at these often so you don't miss out on anything. Another important section is opportunities. This section shows you the different earning opportunities and promotions available to you on top of your regular trips. And Bree on my team is going to share much more on this later in the presentation. After you take trips, you'll probably want to know how much money you made. You'll be able to see how much you've earned by going to the earnings section. You can see a summary for your week here on the top and can click in to get more details for your daily earnings and even per trip information if you want to dive in. Here, you can also set up a payment method if you haven't done so already, so you can get paid for your hard work. Remember, you can always get paid instantly by clicking on the cash out button for a small fee. When you exit the menu, you'll land back on the app home screen. Here, you'll see the map and you can press the Go Online button to start receiving requests again. I am going to pass it back to Connor now.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris, for walking us through the app. Now, we do have a couple of Zoom polls prepared for everyone in order to quiz your knowledge on the material that we covered so far. There's going to be more questions later in the presentation, so make sure you're listening closely. When the poll launches, you'll see a pop-up window where you can select your answers. For our first Zoom poll, where can you find important messages from Uber? So your options here are going to be opportunities, inbox, the map, or help. So just select the one that you think is the correct answer. It seems like already there's a pretty clear consensus. And I will say it's the correct consensus. I'll give it a few more seconds though, as everyone thinks to themselves and submits their response. It looks like we still have some people trickling in. There's definitely one answer that no one has submitted yet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the poll in 3, 2, 1. All right. So with all of the votes in, it looks like a majority of you, 92% actually, who submitted their results, agreed that inbox is where you can find important messages from Uber. And that's correct. So excellent work to everyone who is listening closely. And for those of you that either weren't able to participate or chose a different option, don't worry, there's going to be a lot more opportunities for you to participate in the future.
Hey, it's me again. I'm going to share some ways you can figure out when and where to drive. The first is the heat map, right here on the home screen. The darker the gray, the higher the possible earnings. It uses a combo of real-time and historical data about rider requests, trip pricing, wait times, and more to let you know what to expect if you go online right away. Sometimes you'll also see red, orange, or yellow areas. These show up when it's extra busy. Surge pricing is live, and you may be able to earn extra for each trip you take in areas that are surging. How much more you can get for each trip is shown on the map. And if you want to head somewhere now, just tap on the map marker and tap the button on the bottom to go straight there. So I covered how to figure out what's happening right now. To figure out what might happen next, some drivers tell me they open the app every hour or so to learn patterns and predict when it'll get hot. We're trying to make this easier too. A couple of things that we've done is first, send push notifications to keep you up to date on earning trends, especially when you're offline and out of the app. Second, you can check earnings trends. You can find it by tapping on the little bar icon on the right side of the map. Earnings trends look at historical earnings patterns by neighborhood, so you can see when people have typically earned more. When we can, we'll show you a bar with live data so you can have up-to-date info too. If you want to see what trends look like further away, you can tap See Charts. That'll give you a list of all the neighborhood charts ordered based on the distance from you. And finally, if you're looking for more info on when and where to drive, check Opportunities in the menu that Chris walked you through earlier. You'll find a lot of different things in here. You might find events happening in your city and Boost Plus promotions. These are promotions in areas where and the times when we expect demand to be high, and you can earn an extra amount per trip. Remember, you have to sign up for these in advance and complete all the requirements, like showing up at the right area at the right time. You'll also find reservations, which let you lock in future rides and build a schedule. And the last thing I'll cover in opportunities are quests. With Quest, you can earn extra by hitting a particular goal, such as a certain number of trips within a particular time frame, typically 3 to 4 days. Like the other opportunities that I've mentioned, you have to sign up for these beforehand. So check the carousel at the top of the opportunities to see what quests may be available to you. And quick note, the opportunities that I walked through are not available everywhere, and we're adding new things all the time. So make sure to check the app to see what is in your area. Okay, we have covered a lot. Bottom line, you can check the map, trends, and opportunities, and stay on top of push notifications to find a plan that works best for you.
Thank you, Bree, for walking through the many ways drivers can figure out when and where to drive. Now let's see if everyone was paying attention with another Zoom poll. What tool can you use to see upcoming high earnings areas and times? So for this one, your options are going to be earnings alerts, earnings trends, heat map, and Boost Plus. Think carefully. All right, there was a lot of you that were quick with the trigger, but I still think as we're trickling in here, there's a strong division between two answers. Which will it be? All right, it looks like a majority of you are coming through now. I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds here to decide. Okay, now I'm going to close in 3, 2, 1. All right, what tool can you use to see upcoming high earnings areas and times? The correct answer is earnings trends. I know that there was a slight hiccup here in the responses between trends and the heat map, so hopefully we learned a little thing or two, and now you can be more prepared to find out when and where to drive. So thank you everyone for participating. We do have more Zoom polls later on as well. Danny, I'll go ahead and hand it off to you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniele, and I'll be talking about what you can expect when you go online. When you click the big Go button on your map screen, you'll be online, and you'll start to receive requests. The first type of request you might receive is an exclusive request. This means that the request is only being shared with you. These will be clearly marked with an exclusive tag. And those trip requests will show you how much money you'll make and where you will go. You will see the type of ride, the total fare, the rider rating, and then below, you'll see how many minutes away the pickup location is and how far away the drop-off location is after you have picked up your passenger. Then tap the accept button and you'll be on your way. You can also choose to decline those requests by tapping on the X on the top right corner. Declining or letting them automatically expire will affect your acceptance rate. When you're on a trip and you arrive to drop off your passenger, you may also get exclusive requests. If you accept one, it will start the next trip as soon as you complete your current trip. Now, the second type of request you might receive is a trip radar request. These are available to multiple drivers and won't have the exclusive tag, and you will see a match button instead of an accept button. When you're not moving and can do safely, you can swipe through those requests and review them. Or you can swipe up to see them all in a list. You can tap the match button to select or indicate that you're interested in it. If you're not interested in the trip request, simply tap the X to decline it. And in this case, it will not impact your acceptance rate. Just note that since these are sent to multiple drivers who are also requesting, you're not guaranteed to match. The offer is not assigned based when you tap match. Instead, the request is assigned to the optimal driver. I hope this helps explain what you can expect when you go online. If you have further questions about the request experience, we are here to help. And now I'll hand it over to Connor, who has another pool prepared.
That I do. Thank you, Danny. Let us know. What is Trip Radar used for? Is it used to view a list of UberX trip requests nearby? Is it used to contact Uber support? Maybe you think it's used to track earnings trends. There's only one right answer, and I'll share that with you in just a few seconds. It seems like there's a clear consensus coming through, and a lot of us have already submitted our answers, which is great. But I'm just going to give it a few more seconds here. A lot less contentious than the previous question, so I think y'all are learning. Okay, I'll give everyone 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get it in. Okay. So what's trip radar used for? The correct answer is to view a list of UberX trip requests nearby. And 93% of you who submitted responses got it right. I'm proud of y'all. Okay, Gotham, I think you're up next.
Thank you, Connor. Hi, my name is Gotham, and I'm excited to talk about our rewards program. Now that we've shown what to expect when you're online, we'll show you rewards you could get through Uber Pro. With Uber Pro, you can be rewarded for your trips and the way you drive. Here's how it works. You'll earn at least 1 point for every trip you take, and extra points during peak hours that will be shown in your app as they depend on your city. Points help you unlock new tiers, which gives you access to more rewards. Points add up every 3 months and determine your tier for the rest of the current quarter and the next quarter. There are 4 statuses: blue, gold, platinum, and diamond, each with a point threshold to reach that status. You also need to maintain certain star rating, acceptance rates, and cancellation rates. These differ by city, so be sure to check the Uber Pro Hub in your driver app for your criteria and to keep track of your progress. You can access valuable rewards, such as cashback on gas with Upside and car maintenance discounts with Jiffy Lube and Car Advice. You can check the app to see if what rewards are available for you. Those in higher Uber Pro tiers may also be eligible for a one-time annual Costco membership, 100% tuition coverage at Arizona State University online, and experience rewards such as area preferences, where you'll get to drive in areas of your choice, and priority queue access to airport pickups.
Thank you for that recap. Now, we do have an Uber Pro related question for you all, so let's see how you do. How often are Uber Pro points added up to determine your status? Are they monthly, annually, every 3 months, or quarterly? Or do they add up weekly? Now remember, there's only one right answer. It seems like most of you have the right idea here. There is a tie for a second option, though, it looks like. This might be the most contentious one yet, though, actually. I'll go ahead and give you all about 10 seconds here. Think about it, maybe rethink the answer you've already submitted. But I don't want to jinx anything. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the poll in 3, 2, 1. So the correct answer is Uber Pro points get added up every 3 months to determine your status. And it looks like 58% of us were able to get that one right. Don't worry, if you need to review any of this content later on, we'll have a recap that gets published to the website. You can look back, review it at your convenience. Thank you all once again for participating in these Zoom polls. Here's Charmaine with more information on getting help when you need it.
Thanks, Connor. Hi, I'm Charmaine, and I'll be going through how you can get more help. If you still have questions about after this introduction to the Uber app, there are several resources available to help support you as you're getting the hang of driving on the Uber platform. The first is our support channel, which you can find by going to the menu and tapping help all the way at the bottom. You will find a lot of answers to frequently asked questions, or you can chat with an agent. Another resource, also at the bottom of the menu, is called the Learning Center, which houses all our educational content. Here you'll find information and videos on topics such as how to take a trip, 5-star pro tips, and how earnings are calculated. Last but not least, we have a YouTube channel called Earning with Uber that you can subscribe to in order to find content created by drivers for drivers like you. There, you can learn about how to use the driver app, tips for earning more, and inspirational driver stories. Now, I'm going to pass it on to our Uber crew member, James, who will share his personal insights about driving on the Uber app.
Thanks, Charmaine. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. My name is James Alexander. I know, 2 first names. I've gotten that all my life. I've been driving with Uber for 6 years now, mostly around Orlando and throughout Florida. I've even driven from Florida all the way to Maryland, picking up riders along the way. Long trips like that have taught me a lot about the app, about driving, and about myself. Spending 16 hours on the road can really give you some insights. When Uber Crew came along, I saw it as a perfect opportunity to share what I've learned, not just as a driver, but from the perspective of a rider and how the app works on a deeper level. There's a whole story there, but today I want to focus on what you're all here for: tips and tricks to help you maximize your time and earnings when using the Uber driver app. So here's a question for you. How much time do you spend with your driver app before you actually hit the road? A lot of drivers simply turn it on and start driving, hoping to meet their earnings goal for the day. But what if I told you that spending just a few extra minutes before you start can help you not just meet, but exceed those goals? Think about it. Would you be more motivated to drive if you knew how to increase your profitability right from the start? That's what I'm here to show you, how a little preparation can go a long way in making your time on the road more efficient and rewarding. All right? Get to know the app. Uber does a great job in providing drivers tons of information to help maximize every mile driven. I'm going to walk you through 4 crucial features I recommend you become familiar with. Number 1, check out earnings trends. Whether you are planning a day in advance or just getting behind the wheel, researching the earnings trends in your market will give you insight into what you can make during certain hours of the day, in addition to where to position yourself to make the most money. Number 2, use heat maps. This is an excellent way to identify the busiest areas of your city and highlight locations with greater earning potential. Not only does this provide key insights into trip earnings, but it also highlights areas where incentives are available. This map, along with earnings trends, are key components I use to plan out my trips and maximize my earnings. Number 3, tap the menu in the top left corner of your app. I affectionately call it the hamburger. When you go there, you're going to open up opportunities. Many drivers overlook this feature until an event notification pops up, guiding them to pick up riders. But by checking the peak times in advance, you can plan your schedule around the most profitable hours. Trust me, some events lead to bigger tips than others. Last but not least, diversify your earning potential using the Work Hub. Are you approved for more than one way to make money on the app? The Work Hub will show you what other opportunities are available to make money. For example, alcohol, Connect, Shop and Pay, and Uber Pet are different ways to earn more money through the app. To access the Work Hub and the requirements for each opportunity, select the menu in the top left, select Account, and then select Work Hub. Now, here's what I also need you to do. I need you to trust the process. I'm going to say it one more time. I need you to trust the process. Understand that learning to earn on the driver app is a process. To be more productive with your time on the road, here are my suggestions. Set daily goals for yourself. For example, set out to make $100 and go for it. Switch up your routine. Drive at different times of the day and take different kinds of trips until you find what works best for you. There are times when doing multiple shorter rides is tiring. This will be a great time to try longer rides that give you the ability to engage the rider. Ultimately, accept trips that suit your goal and fit your schedule. Remember to take advantage of the information Uber gives you about hotspots and events in the app. I also need you to do this. Connect with passengers. It's all about hospitality, baby. They say Southern hospitality is the best, and I gotta agree. But we don't hold the keys to being hospitable. As you're driving, remember the rider is a guest in your car. During your time together, be polite and kind. Offer to put on their favorite music or even adjust the temperature in the car to make things comfortable for them. Little things like this could lead to tips or an interesting conversation, making a trip go faster. The tips I discussed today are based on my experiences driving with Uber over the years. Seeing the changes the team has made with Uber Crew's input indicates that the company is dedicated to enhancing the experiences of riders and you. So I challenge you to learn the app and use the tips I've discussed today to maximize your productivity on the road, be hospitable, and trust the process. The more you drive, the more profitable you can become. Connor?
Thank you so much, James, for sharing those insightful tips and experiences. It's wonderful to hear firsthand how some of these features are being used in the real world to help maximize earnings and improve the driving experience overall. I've got one last Zoom poll for us today, and we want to hear from you about what you actually found most interesting in the presentation. Help us learn from you what you're most interested in by selecting one topic from the available options. You can choose the app walkthrough, earnings heat map, the earnings alerts, earnings trends, opportunities, and even the trip radar. You can only choose one, so make it your favorite. And for this one, I'll give a little bit more time because I know that there are plenty of options to choose from and we covered a lot. Okay, it looks like there is a leader in the race. I'm seeing a lot of us are liking the app walkthrough. A lot of us are really enjoying earnings heat map. This is really great feedback. Thank you, everyone. I'll keep it open for just a few more seconds because it looks like people are still coming through and participating. If it's your first time joining us, all you have to do is select one of these options. If you're on your phone, go ahead and tap it. If you're at your computer, move your cursor over one of the options and click. Just don't forget to submit that response as well. Okay, with most of us in now, I'm going to go ahead and close the Zoom poll in 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for participating. Now, we've covered a lot of ground today. From the basics of navigating the app to strategies to help you optimize your driving times and even the locations. We hope you found this information helpful as you embark on your journey with Uber. But we understand that many of you have questions and we want to make sure that we address as many as possible. We received several pre-submitted questions when you RSVP'd for the webinar, and we're going to spend some time to answer those next. If you have any additional questions, though, please feel free to submit them using the Q&A feature in the Zoom. We'll identify the most frequently asked questions afterward and publish responses in a summary of today's webinar that will be sent to you in the coming weeks. let's dive in. For our first question, drivers asked, can I use my car's screen to connect to the Uber driver app?
I can take this one, Connor. You can connect the Uber driver app with CarPlay or Android Auto. You can go online, accept trips, and get turn-by-turn directions, all from the comfort of your car's big screen. Here are the quick and easy steps. Connect your iPhone or Android device to your car's screen, either wirelessly or through a cable. Find and select the driver app from your car's screen. That's it. Now you can start earning with ease.
Thank you, Bree. That was really, really insightful. For our next question, many drivers asked, how can I stay safe on the road?
I'll take this one, Connor. Your safety is a top priority. You can access the safety toolkit in your Uber driver app by opening the app and clicking the blue shield icon on your home screen. You can enable and access several safety features, including Follow My Ride. This is a feature where you can share your live location and trip status with your preferred contacts. You can also contact a safety agent by reaching out to an ADT safety agent 24/7 if you ever feel unsafe. You can also call 911 directly from the Uber app in case of an emergency. And lastly, you can also record your ride by choosing to turn on the feature Record My Ride. The driver app will use your phone's selfie camera and microphone to record your trips automatically.
Awesome. Thank you, Gotham. Many drivers also submitted this question. How can I start receiving airport pickups and drop-offs? Danny, I think this one's best for you.
Thank you. An airport trip is similar to a standard Uber trip, with few exceptions. For trips starting at the airport, Uber's technology uses first in, first out system, also called FIFO. Once you enter the FIFO zone, you'll be placed in a virtual queue. The first driver to enter this queue will generally be the first to receive the trip request when available. In order to receive this trip request at the airport, you will need to wait in a designated staging lot. If you decide to accept the trip request, simply follow the navigation and head to the specific pickup point to locate your rider. For most airports, you'll be ready to start taking trips right away. However, some airports may have extra steps to complete. Be sure to check your local airport here for rules and regulations, and to see if there are any additional requirements you need to complete before getting started. This is a topic we get a lot of questions on, so thanks for asking.
And thank you for responding. Now, a lot of you also asked, how do I filter rides toward my home?
I can take this one, Connor. You can set a destination filter to a place you're going to, like your home or school, and the app will help you find trips in that direction. This helps you earn while heading where you need to go. To do this, all you need to do is tap on the magnifying glass on the upper right-hand corner of your home screen and enter an address. Make sure to toggle on the destination filter in order to filter trips. The app lets you set your destination 2 times per day, and it doesn't have to be the same destination each time. You can choose different locations too. Back to you, Connor.
That's great information, Charmaine. Thank you. Okay, Bree, this next one's going to be for you. How does navigation work?
Within the Uber driver app, drivers have access to Uber's built-in navigation, as well as the ability to choose third-party navigations like Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze. Simply tap the menu icon, select Account and App Settings under Navigation, and you'll be able to select from a list of available navigation options. That's it. After you accept a trip, you'll be navigated to your next pickup location. Now, drivers who drive Teslas can navigate from their Tesla display. Even more of a reason to drive electric. SLS will drop a link in the chat where you can learn more about the quick and easy setup for those of you who do drive Teslas.
Thank you, Bree. Okay, we also had a lot of drivers write in and ask us about this one. How do I become eligible for different rides products? Things like Uber Comfort, Green, or even XL. Chris, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Thanks, Connor. Uber drivers have a variety of options for ride types beyond UberX. Uber Comfort connects riders to drivers with newer, more spacious vehicles. To be eligible for Uber Comfort, you must have completed at least 250 trips and maintain a minimum rating of 4.85. You must also drive a comfort-eligible vehicle. Uber XL is a ride option that offers a larger vehicle for groups up to 6 or 7 people. To be eligible for Uber X, you must drive a vehicle that has at least 7 seats and 4 doors. Green connects riders to drivers with hybrid or electric vehicles. To be eligible for Uber Green, you must drive an eligible hybrid or electric vehicle. Uber Pet is a ride option that allows riders to bring a small pet, such as a cat or a dog. To be eligible for Pet, you must drive a non-rented Uber X eligible vehicle. Now, it's important to distinguish that this product is for pets, which are different from service animals. Riders with service animals are allowed to choose any ride type they want, and there are laws prohibiting drivers from denying a ride to any rider because of their service animal, regardless of the ride type they've selected. To learn more about our service animal policy, click the link shown on the screen. If you qualify for a particular product type, it will automatically appear in your product selector tool, allowing you to enable or disable these options at any time. Diversifying the types of trips you accept and complete provides you with more earnings opportunities. These trips will typically earn you more compared to a standard UberX trip. Check out this link provided on the slide to see what product types your vehicle is eligible for.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And just a quick shout out that these links are also being posted in the Zoom chat for you. So here's our last question. James, do you want to take this one? Because drivers are asking, where can I check my earnings?
Great question. You can always check your trip level earnings within the app. Uber will also send you an email and carbon message with your weekly statement. That will break down your earnings from the last week. So make sure you regularly check your in-app inbox.
Thank you all. First, I want to thank James. Your tips were amazing, and I will keep them in mind for the next time I'm on the road. We learned so much from our drivers, and Uber Crew is an amazing resource for us to learn from real drivers and their experiences on the road. And thank you all for joining us today for the webinar. We hope you found the information valuable and that it helps you feel more confident and prepared. And thanks for choosing to drive with Uber. We want to support you every step of the way. I hope you will take advantage of the various tools and resources we shared today. Remember, the Uber team is always here to help you on the app. Thanks again for your time. Drive safely, and we look forward to seeing you on the road.
Thank you, Bree. Thank you to all of our speakers today for sharing their insights, especially our Uber crew member, James. If any of you are actually interested in meeting with James or the other members of the Uber crew, we host group Zoom meetings biannually. During these sessions, we'd love to hear your feedback on various aspects of the app, and the next invite to join will be sent out in the spring of next year. If you're interested in becoming an Uber crew member yourself, but don't think you're going to be able to meet the eligibility requirements this October, don't worry. We hold applications annually every fall. You can try again next year. Before we conclude, I do have one more important announcement. Right after this webinar, you'll receive a text message and email from us with an invitation to participate in a quick but optional survey. Your feedback is actually vital in helping us enhance the webinar experience for all the new drivers to come. So please just take or 5 minutes to complete the survey before you continue on with the rest of your day. We appreciate everyone's engagement and great questions. For now, have a fantastic day and happy driving.